Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Just what makes that little old ant think it can climb a rubber tree plant? Everyone knows an ant can't climb a rubber tree plant. Yes. Pardon me. Hey, this is Tony Ross from TonyTeach.com. How you doing? Just playing around again. This is a week where I'm not taking a lot of time to do pre-recorded, edited recordings. I'm doing some live stuff because I'm on a deadline, personal deadline. Things about personal deadlines. Unfortunately, sometimes you think, well, it's my personal deadline. Let me put that off. You can't do that and be successful. And this is me preaching to me versus preaching to you. This is me saying that out loud, going, hey, Tony, get your button gear. Anyway, working on stuff. Thought y'all would like to see what I'm working on. This is more stuff from my partner, Chris. And I wanted to share something with you about curve deformers. Talked about curve deformers yesterday, but Chris sent me a sketch of what the final page in the book was going to look like, and he sent me this dragon. And I said, send me a sketch of that, and let's figure out whether I want the dragon's tail curved or do I want it straight. And he sent me the sketch with it curved, and I was testing out the curve deformers with that. And I said, hey, when you draw this out, and this is the completed drawn out version. Let's go to render view. Boom. I said, go ahead and draw this out. Draw out the tail straight for me. I said, okay. So let me show you actually what the tail really looks like. Let's see if I can do this right. Come here. La, 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 la. Let's open up the deformation. And of course, I'm saying this now, and it's not doing what I need it to do. Okay, let's go to the tail. Let's go to the drawing view. That's what the actual tail looks like. Okay, it's very straight. But if we go back to camera view, it's showing this beautiful curve. That is our curve deformer. So let's do something real quick. I am going to see if I can smooth the tail up here. Get rid of that deformation real quick. So I've made sure my pivot point is right at the base. I'm going to go up to my rigging tool. This is in Harmony Premium. Okay. Now in Harmony Premium, I can have the mode set to the deformation or the rigging mode, set to automatic mode. Automatic mode means if I just start clicking and lifting up my mouse, it's going to give me a bone deformer. If I click and drag, though, it's going to give me a curve deformer. I'm going to be lazy and just click on curve deformer here. So what I want to do is click where I want the anchor point to be and make sure I'm on the tail layer. So I'm going to click, stretch out, little direction handle, and then I'll click at the top here, stretch back down. All right, and there it is. Everything is in red, meaning we are not ready to animate yet. But if we go to our transform, I can go, yeah, that's going to bend that way. And this part of the tail is going to bend that way. Matter of fact, let's go the other way. Looks a little more exciting. Yeah, that's going to work better. All right, so there's that curve deformer. And make sure it looks a little decent. It's going to hide that behind the tail a little more. And I've not animated this yet. So what I want to do, let's see. It's at Dragon Head is animating at frame 16. By the way, if you're noticing, we're using a frames per second of 8 frames per second, but that's because we're using this for an ebook. Let's do F6. 1. Change deformation. I like having shorter names like DF. Let's turn on our animate button. And so that's going to happen over a couple frames. Let's say that maybe just over a few frames. We'll do this, I think. Why are you not doing what I need you to do? Okay. Up in that keyframe, let's do F6. And let's say by the other keyframe, we're going to do something a little different. That's better. And maybe this other one rotates down a little bit. It's going outside of the book page, but maybe it doesn't need to go that far. Maybe. Let's make sure he doesn't actually break a little area. Looks good. Not too bad, not too shabby. And actually, I can probably, let's see, what does the dragon head look like? Is it by itself? I think it is. Okay, that's the dragon head. Let's do this. So Chris animated this. I'm going to, in theory, take this out. Select all of these, the dragon head. Let's do F7. So there's no keyframes there. Let's go to our rigging tool. And I have the dragon head selected. Let's grab show selected ones. So there is nothing on our dragon head right now. Just so I can see what the heck I'm doing, I'm going to solo dragon head. Let's click the base. Damn it. I'm sorry. I swore. Click and drag. I don't know, click and drag to the top there. That's what we're going to do. And if you notice, I am kind of leaning toward wherever the curve automatically is. So let's see. Let's turn off solo mode. Go back to other section here. Let's do F6, drop in a keyframe. All right. And let's say by let's have his head come up a little bit. Wow, that actually looks pretty cool. That's interesting. Okay. So maybe that looks pretty cool. Is it just me, or does it look like he's even changing his mood or expression there? Now I have to make sure that I'm not distorting too much of the horns there. But kind of like where this is going. So okay, so that's a little bit boring because the tail and the head are going the same way. So I'm going to adjust that this way. And then maybe when you get up here, it's going to go, whoa, that's nasty. Let's bring you back down. Okay. Okay, can we get away with making you taller now? Think so. Now, the only thing that would have made this cooler, maybe it's actually having a blink in there somewhere, but that is what we're doing with the curve deformer. And maybe so it's not even, I will stretch out how long the tail is actually moving. And have him settle by the time that sail comes. Let's see. Go back in there. Shout out to Joe Suggs, who will probably give me a correction on how I've got that settled. But And maybe. Okay. But anyway, bottom line is when you're creating things, can you actually work with the curved deformer if something's already curved? Yes. But in my humble opinion, I think you get a little more play. Again, if we took a look at the tail from the very beginning, the tail is just drawn straight out. Could I've had the little arrow on the end on a separate layer? Probably, but if it works and you don't really see any distortion happening there, it's kind of cool. So anyway, there's there be dragons. Yeah, this is just one of the little characters, and the beauty of this is it allows us to do a lot more movement. Um, you know what? Dagnabbit, the dragon body is bothering me now. So let's do a little cheat. Dragon body. Dude, your pivot point is off. Let's make the dragon body kind of come down to the bottom here. And la 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 la. F6 for the first keyframe. And what are we going to do? Are we just going to do a simple cheat? Let's see. Am I just going to bring this down a bit, or let's just kind of move them that way? It's kind of little angle there. Yeah. Okay, now, small problem, very small problem. Let's zoom in. That little piece there is in front of him, and I don't want that to be. And our layers are kind of messing us up here. But you know what? We're in Toon Boom. You know why? Toon Boom is awesome with respect to moving things out of the way that we don't need to be there. One, going to turn off my animate button because I don't want this movement to be animated. Two, we are going to do some nudging on the Z axis. The dragon body, technically, I could probably go ahead and move the body below here just with layers, but I have no idea what else is going on because I just got this from Chris. Shout out to Chris Cartledge, y'all. Just got this from Chris. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this time to show you what we're going to do here. We are going to move. See if I can do this the right way. Body is selected. I have my transform tool. I have my camera view active. That's the little red guy around here. We're going to nudge this backward on the Z axis. Hold on my option key, Alt on PC, press the up arrow, or basically pushing it away from me. And I'm probably going to make this disappear, but we'll find out in a second. Yes, I did. So I just moved that on the Z axis. Small problem. By doing that, I pushed it behind the room. So I'm going to undo that. Command Z. What I will do now is I want to make sure I nudge both of them, the room and the body, backwards. So I'm going to hold on my Shift key, select the room as well. So the room and the dragon body are selected, and we're going to nudge these backward. So what we're doing all this for is that little thing right there is in the way, and I want the head to come forward. So I'm just going to move the body backward. Option, and again, press up, boom. So even though the dragon body is above the head and the tail as far as layers are concerned, we now have that fixed. Looks pretty decent. So yeah, that's actually not too bad, not too shabby. Looks pretty good. This guy looks very grumpy. So yeah, I can probably whoa. Wee. I did not mean to do that. Let's move your pivot point to where you should be. And where is Mr. Grumpy? Is he actually doing anything? Where is he? Is he just standing there? I think he's just standing there. Maybe we'll make him do something. Who knows? Let's see this. 1, 2, 3. We normally have 3 points of interactivity on each one. So rabbit ears, little goblin dude. But yeah, dude looks all mad and some junk. Grumpy, cool name. Words. Let's see. Let's do something with Grumpy. We don't know. Grumpy may or may not make the cut, but let's go ahead and do something anyway. I'll grab another. I'm enjoying using these things. Oh, shout out to, I guess. How would I do this? Matter of fact, shout out to Onion Skin. Dude, I caught your thing on rigging the other day. It was kind of awesome. So shout out, and I'm going to do a bone. I'm going to do a bone setup the way I saw him do it. And typically, we just did curve deformers, so I'm going to do a bone setup for Mr. Grumpy here. Typically, when I'm doing bone rigging, I'll probably do, let's say, from the feet, and I'll go middle, and then I'll just do top for something this simple, and then I'll drag out the articulator so it's the middle there. And if I go to start moving him, he can move a little bit. Okay. Typically, that's what I would do. But again, after watching Onion Skin pull this off, I was like, dude, that's kind of cool. So I'm going to go back to my rigging tool. All right. And what I'm going to do is kind of break this up a little bit more. So maybe I'll do a bone for the legs. Let's say bone for the belly, bone for the head, and stuff like that, I think. So the crazy thing is, you have to be careful of how large you make each one of these articulators. They can move, but you don't want them to overshadow each other, or they're not going to actually go outside of each other. So I have a little snowman here. And the cool thing is I can adjust where this one is. Let's make the articulator up there. And I'm going to move this middle one a little bit. Make him a little bit larger. Thank you. Move him down a bit. Thank you. And let's go here. So now, let's see how this is going to be. This is either going to rock or suck. Not bad, actually. So yeah, this is not too bad. Maybe if we're going to do one crazy extra thing, I'd move the pivot a little bit higher. That way, maybe his feet will stay more stationary. Okay, let's see what do we do. Dude, yeah. So yeah, shout out to Onion Skin. I probably need to put a, let's see if I can put a, what's that word thing? Whoa, that's nasty distortion. I'll send a link to him. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I never thought to do that. That is brilliant, because now his feet are actually grounded instead of him rotating. So I just moved the anchor point a little bit higher there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to your part two. He did a reverse. Dude, he did like bone rigging on the legs, but he did a reverse of what almost anybody I've ever seen do, and he's supposed to be doing a follow up to it. So let me put a link to that. I'm doing this live right now, but on the replay, I guess I can put in an annotation and link to that video. I think I'm allowed to do that, but it was a really awesome video, and yeah, dude. Anyway, I'm rambling. So yeah, working on stuff, kind of get this finished up so we can get this ebook done, get it on the iPad and the iPhone and the Kindle Fire anyway. This is let me think. Oh, and Android devices. Make it pretty, make it happen. That's what we're going to do. But I digress. Oh yeah, what time is it? Anyway, this has been Tony Ross for TonyTeach.com. Leave comments if this has been helpful. If it's like, dude, this totally rocked. I learned so much. Or, dude, are you on cough medicine or cold medicine? What's up, dude? You're kind of like tripping here. So let me know what you think. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you really, really liked it, share it with your friends. If you really, really, really liked it and you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Also check out Onion Skin. I'm doing a shout out to him because that last little bit on the bone deformation, that was me doing that live. And first time I think I was like, okay, well, because I usually don't even do that many bones on a little stiff character. Kind of rambling, but I let you know, I'm always talking about food because I think almost anyone listening has actually eaten food at one point or another. So it's a nice point of reference. So when I'm working with clients, I either have a hamburger client or a steak client. That basically means that do they have a budget of $100 or $1,000? That's kind of if that's on a basic level. I don't usually talk. Anyway, the point is when I'm working either on a limited budget or a limited timeline, I will do something like the grumpy character here, where he's not even really animated. He's not, there's not drawing substitutions or anything like that. But by going in and adding those bones, you've got some movement really quick. And if I wanted to push this, I could probably go, hey, Chris, could you give him an eye blink? Because I want to have him just do something a little bit extra, you know. But even if he didn't have that, he could kind of have some nice movements going in. Matter of fact, let's do this before we sign off. Let's do F6. And let's say by the next frame, we'll have him go over there. We're going to rotate you over there. And this bone back there. Dang it, Tony. I hate when you do that. Like if this were live, people could be yelling at me, dude, you didn't turn on the animate button. But anyway, it's not. So, well, it's not live that I can actually hear you. You're probably yelling at your screen. So yeah, I have you on mute so I can't hear you. Okay. Boom. How y'all doing? So anyway, but yeah, this is he's got that attitude going on. Somebody call RuPaul. All right. Anyway, this has been Tony Ross for TonyTeach.com. Remember, keep it simple, make it perfect. If you don't have time to make it perfect, rethink the idea. What the hell am I working on? You'll see shortly. We'll be releasing it hopefully this week, next week. So, even have a core. If you're interested in learning how to even make ebooks, hey, leave comments. I've got some stuff coming up. We're going to be showing you how simple it is to make children's ebooks and make them interactive and have a lot of other fun stuff. Anyway, have a good one. Just what makes that little old ant think he can climb up a tree plant?